Every 50 years, a terrible event known as the Rampage occurs, which inflicts severe damage to Kamura village. No one has ever figured out what the source of the rampage was due to the high death toll, along with how the beasts that live outside of the village were too agitated to be reasoned with. As a result, the people had to arm themselves and undergo special training in order to fight against the rampage. But even then, they could only fight for so long before the village inevitably crumbles under the weight of the stampedes that occurs. However, hope came in the form of two hunters named Shizuku and Naoki, who bravely stood against the monsters during one of the previous rampages and fought against the feared Magna Malo. As a result, they were seen as the best of the best and praised by the villagers because of it. Sadly, they would meet their untimely demise at the hands of the very monster they fought, leaving behind their twin children, Nori and Nami, in the hands of Master Hojo. As the twins grow older and learn about what happened to their parents, they resolve to take on the mantle of hunters and help defend the village as much as they can. Nori, the eldest twin brother, seeks to avenge his parents by killing the Magna Malo that took their lives, whereas Nami seeks to find a way to end the rampage and save Kamura village from disaster. Can the twin hunters succeed? Can they take down Magna Malo along with stopping the rampage once and for all? Nori is the older brother of Nami and the firstborn son of the late Naoki and Shizuku. He has a palamute like many other hunters, though his is named Akira, while he also has a palico named Asahi and a kohut named Hiroto. All of his animals are male, and they all serve him loyally. He is known to be very stoic and aloof at times, but he means well despite his somewhat cold behavior. At the same time, he has a very soft spot for his sister and is very protective towards her as well. And he even extends that protectiveness and soft spot towards the children, or at least the younger members of Kamura village, like Yomogi and Iori, who see him as the big brother they never got to have. He is also one of the many hunters who's very eager to take down monsters, though his main goal is to take down Magna Malo due to the fact that Magna Malo basically orphaned him and his sister, while also supposedly being responsible for the rampages, as Magna Malo tends to appear whenever the rampage occurs and feeds on the monsters, or at least the humans that are around. And even if he won't admit it out loud, despite his sister's teasing, he has a crush on one of his sister's friends, namely one of the twin Wyverians named Hinowa, who has been his most closest confidant, even if he doesn't want to admit it. Not to mention, he also cares greatly for Hojo's due to him having raised both him and his sister after their parents died, while also seeing him as the grandfather, even if he isn't related to him by blood. Also, he respects Elder Fugen, who is the leader of the village, and strives to become more like him, hence why you'll often see him exercising or training, as he needs to be prepared in case of a monster attack, or in the case of the rampage, which unfortunately tends to occur at random, even if it is every 50 years. But of course, he's not without his silly side, or his lighthearted side, as he knows about how his sister has a crush on the famous Master Usushi, and though he's very stoic and doesn't seem like the kind to tease people, he actually can be seen or heard teasing his sister about her crush and supporting it, despite the fact that in most cases he would be rather reluctant to have someone court his sister at all, especially since she is the only blood relative he has left and is his younger twin after all. As for Nami, she is the younger sister of Nori and the second-born daughter of Naoki and Shizuku. She also has a palamute like her brother, along with a palico and a kohut, though all of them are female, with palamute being named Emiko, while her palico is named Mio and her kohut is named Haiya. She is in fact childhood friends with Hinowa and Minato and is closer with them compared to her brother. Not to mention, as stated before, she has a crush on Master Usushi, and despite the significant age gap, she is technically old enough to pursue a romantic relationship with him, though whether he returns her feelings is anyone's guess. Though that doesn't stop her brother from teasing her, nor does it stop even the twin Wyverians from encouraging her to be with him already. And despite her somewhat more outspoken and cheerful or even emotional demeanor, like, she is capable of being just as serious as her brother, especially when it comes to Magna Malo, who she also wishes to defeat, though it's not necessarily for revenge like her brother, but rather she seeks to take him down so he will stop the rampage, as her goal is to stop the rampages from ever happening again, as she doesn't want anyone else to lose their family members like she and her brother did. Though technically Magna Malo killed her parents sometime after the rampage, but they were still very young, so either way, like, the loss of their parents tends to weigh heavily on the twins, though Nami is affected even if she doesn't show it due to her somewhat cheerful personality. And like her brother, she has a soft spot for children, though in her case, she is a lot closer, more affectionate towards them, whereas her brother is, like, I wouldn't say he's hands off, but rather he does try to guide them and maybe spoil him a couple times, but he's a lot more serious compared to Nami. Yeah, she's also said to be close to Yomogi, who she often visits to eat the dango she makes for her, with Yomogi being very eager to try out new recipes for Nami, especially since, compared to her brother, Nami has a rather large appetite, and you could say she's the big eater, though she doesn't eat like too much to the point of taking out most of the food that the people need, as she's not that gluttonous. And like her brother, she cares for Hojo, given how he was the one who raised her and her brother after their parents died, so she's often seen hanging out with him or visiting him from time to time alongside her brother, though she sometimes visits him even without her brother and will often give him gifts if she sees fit. And like her brother, she deeply respects Elder Fugen, though funny thing is she used to have a crush on him because she admired him, though obviously it didn't last very long, but she does end up having a crush on an older man nonetheless, like namely Utsushi. And also, like how her brother teases her for having a crush on Utsushi, like she in turn likes to tease her brother for having a crush on Hinowa, who happens to be one of her friends, though at the same time, she does support it, but that doesn't stop her from doing it as a way to get back at her brother. While she does train like her brother, like she prefers to sightsee, as she has a sense of wanderlust and seeks to visit other kingdoms or realms within the world of Monster Hunter whenever she gets the chance, given how, she has lived in Kamada Village for a long time, and though she loves it, she wishes to broaden her horizons and explore the world around her. And of course, like, because she cares for children, she's concerned about them getting involved, especially when it comes to monster slaying, as she hears stories of people unfortunately dying thanks to certain beasts that live outside of Kamada Village, along with not wanting to see any more orphans or even dead children on her hands, because the children were not prepared for something like this, especially when it comes to the rampage, which is coming very soon, and as a result, the characters need to find a way to stop it before it's too late. And that is all for now, but I assure you there will be more to come in the near future.